Hello everyone, it's Caroline, and welcome to a blessed, happy St. Patrick's Day. I'm going to show you how to do corned beef and cabbage the old-time fashion way. First of all, as you see, my corned beef is boiling. I cut it into small pieces. It comes in a large hunk, but I do smaller pieces. It takes a little less time, and you can enjoy more of your day or evening. Next, I'm going to do my cabbage. Let this boil for about 30-35 minutes first while you're doing your cabbage. Okay, now here's my cabbage. What I did was peel the outer leaves off, and I sliced it in half. As you can see, here's like a half. I didn't buy too large of heads because the larger the head, the harder it is to cut, and you want to be as easy as possible. Each piece is cut in half. I've taken the cores basically out, and this is what you're going to have when you see the cores. Something similar to this. Let me show you a bigger one. This is your core. You don't want to cook with that. You basically want to get rid of those and cut those out. If you're not used to using knives and so forth, make sure you have a sturdy knife to cut your cabbage. It is rather hard to slice, but anyone can do it, but just be careful. Again, I'm saying wash cabbage, wash everything, and keep these hands spotless. Definitely, again, wash, because you probably touched somehow the corned beef prior to placing it into the pot. Now, as you can see, my corned beef is in here cooking, and I put the spices in, which makes it corned beef. Otherwise, you just have plain beef. And as you see, there's the little pieces of the spices that are in here. Now I have that cooking. What I did, and most people have never done, in fact, my mom never did this, but I also cooked my beef for about, like I said, 30 minutes, and then I emptied it out in the sink. Nowadays, I'm not sure with everything, so I get rid of all the blood and all the chemicals in the beef, if there are any. I can't say there are, but I'm a fanatic over that. I cooked it 30 minutes. I replaced fresh cold water in my cooking pot with my spices now. Altogether, this should approximately take 2 to 2.5 hours to cook. And if you did notice, I took my beef and I sliced it up in smaller pieces. My mom never used to do this. She would do a whole corned beef. But I find that it takes less time, and in the long run, you don't have to slice it over the dinner table. You've got pieces for your family. Now, in about 2 minutes, after I see this cooking up just a wee bit for the Ireland, I'm going to place my cabbage in there. Okay, I'm going to place my cabbages in now. And as you can see, they're a smaller version of the large pieces. I'm just going to place them on the top. Always place your corned beef on the bottom to keep it cooking longer. You definitely want tender beef. Here's a larger piece. Put that in there. Usually this feeds a family of 4, but since it's my husband and I, this will feed us for 2 nights. And I keep putting my cabbage in. You want the leaves and the cabbages to be coated also with the spices. That really makes your corned beef and cabbage taste authentic. I have made shepherd's pie. One day what I'll do is I'll do a shepherd's pie for everyone and let you see how that turns out. He really said, my husband said he really liked the shepherd's pie. He likes this somewhat, not as much as me, my sister, my mom, and dad, but he likes it. Alright, so I placed in all the cabbages that I cut up. Now I'm going to let those cook again approximately a half an hour more. I'm covering my pot with the lid. You always want to get a cooking pot that's large enough. I'm going to show you the cooking pot, because these cooking pots get the heat and the expansion that you need for the meals. Normally people cook, I would think, 4 or 6 people. when they're cooking a good meal and a big meal. So get a cooking pot that's authentic like this one, and you won't have a problem. Next, I'm going to slice up. First, I'm going to peel my potatoes. I always peel. I have red potatoes right now. I'm going to show you, and I'm going to show you how to do those. Now here's my red potatoes and my cut green beans. I use canned cut green beans from Walmart. I'm a Walmart shopper. And it doesn't matter. If you want fresh beans, it's fine. It takes a little longer for them to cook up. But all you do, you can use your potatoes in half without peeling them. But I prefer to peel my potatoes. Now after everything's placed in your large cooking pot, you're going to cook for about 2.5 hours till your meat is tenderized. Enjoy your St. Patrick's Day. God bless everyone. If you like what you're seeing, please subscribe. I appreciate all the help I get, and I'll see you next time. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everyone. Bye.